Good morning. Today we're going to talk about why not to be scared of snakes. And this is coming from somebody that was scared of snakes up to about 4 years ago. And I've had snakes now for a little over 4 years. Not an expert by any means, but I've got 39 snakes now and have had over 20 for over 2 years now. And I've got ball pythons and I have 5 boa constrictors. And I can say literally there is absolutely, they have awesome, awesome animals. I would have more if I had the room. But here, let's not just talk about them, let's show some of them off. This is a baby. This is a motley boa. And mind you, she's sleeping. This is their normal sleeping time for mine. Hopefully you can see her. I'll have to adjust this camera. But this is a motley, 100% het T positive, 100% het leopard. And as you can see, she's a sweetheart. Pretty much has been since she was a baby. All my baby boas, all the snakes that I've ever gotten have been awesome. I had only one, and I'll take her out later. This is probably going to be a long video because I really want to get the point across that there's absolutely no reason to be scared of these animals. They're not out to get us. You know, captive bred is a lot different than wild snakes. She'll just move around and chill out, and I can pretty much do whatever I want. I don't hook train, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't if you get a boa constrictor. I don't. I reach in and I pat them, but I watch their body language. The first thing that anybody really needs to learn when they get snakes or have a snake is learn what that food response looks like. If you know what that food response looks like, you're not going to have any issues with your snake biting you, because 90% of all bites are during feeding or it's a food response, and people just don't pick up on it, you know. But as you can see, and I'd scream like a little girl when I saw a snake outside, you know, jump the crap out of me. And how I got over my fears is I started watching YouTube videos, and I started seeing these videos of these young kids, little kids, reaching right in the bag and pulling the snakes right out. And I go, wait a minute here, you know, I'm waiting for them to get bit and lit up, and nothing's happening. You know, the snakes seem like they're fine, like they're almost like they used to being held or something. And the more I researched, and the more, because I'm an animal lover at heart, and if you love animals, whether you are scared of snakes or not, they'll probably still intrigue you like they did me before. When I was scared, I was still in awe of them, because you know, it still amazes me how something can survive with no arms and no legs, and people still call them stupid. You know, I'm sorry, an animal that can survive with no arms and no legs, to me, is absolutely not stupid. I'm not saying they're the smartest animal out there, but they're definitely not, you know, they're definitely not stupid. But as you can see, this is a baby. I'll pull me out another one. Like I said, this is a motley, 100% het T positive, 100% het leopard. And she's got a cool tail because her tail is super orange compared to the rest of her. If I can show up, it's probably not going to show up in this video, but this is more just showing people how docile these guys can be. And I'm going to show you some boas right now, and I will show a few ball pythons after. But as you can see, she's a sweetheart. I mean, they're not head shy. You know, ball pythons, yes, are a little more head shy, but mine aren't. So anyway, you get the idea. This is a baby, so this is a temperament of the babies when I've when I first got all of them. They weren't all this small. Actually, this is probably the smallest bowler I actually purchased. This was my last bowler I purchased. But anyway, there you go. As you can see, she's a sweetheart. Boa constrictors are a lot harder to put back than ball pythons, though. You got to get their head up underneath the lip, and then they still sometimes might come out. I should move this out of the way. I was gonna stick a boa up there and let it climb around. I probably will here in a little bit. I love that stand. It's so nice to be able to just throw them up there and let them crawl around and all that. See, can you see her? She's got absolutely no care in the world. No, they really are amazing animals. It's so hard to get them back sometimes when they don't want to go back. Well, you know what? I was gonna let a snake crawl around up here. I'll let you if you don't want to go back. Come on. This is when a snake's uncooperative, but it's never, oh my word, it's gonna bite me. You know, I'm never worried about that. Come on, girl, you gotta go back. There we go. We got. Oh no. And you have to be patient. You know, don't freak out and toss them back in there. Just get them relaxed, and eventually they'll go back. But honestly, these are the times. I like these times. I like it when they don't want to go back. That's not necessarily a bad thing. And it's not because they're not comfortable in where they're at. They don't mind being held. I got you hide up front. Yeah, this is the worst part about keeping a snake is when you want to put them back. Literally. Because I haven't been bit. I've been bit only one time, and it was a clown het albino that I named Feisty, and it was a defensive strike. It was when I first got her, and she is the biggest sweetheart now. I really wish I could. I can't get another snake out with the way you're on me right now. This is where it would help if I had editing skills, but I have none. Come on. So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pause it. Alright, well, I guess I'm stuck with her. I couldn't get rid of her, so I'm just going to crawl around on my shirt. Here's another boa. And as you can see, I'm just reaching in, taking her out. And this is Foxy. And she is a hypo-leopard. And yes, she's probably got more in her, but that's how she was sold to me, so that's what I'm gonna say she is to you. And this is her. And I've had her for a little over 2 years now. And she's kind of cool because her tail doesn't really change a whole lot from the rest of her, like most of them. This little guy. But as you can see, she's a sweetheart too. And she's probably 4 feet long now, close to it. And she's a big old sweetheart. She's got wicked tattoos on her face. It's probably not going to show up in here. Like I said, this was just really a temperament video to show people that there's absolutely no reason to be scared of snakes, because I mean, and I would have started out with ball pythons, but everybody knows that ball pythons are probably the chillest snakes out there. But they're not the only ones, and that's what I want to show by showing these guys. The ball pythons aren't the only snakes out there that can be super chill and perfectly happy being held and being out and socialized and And yes, I handle these guys a lot. And when I'm not handling, I'm in this room 5 or 6 times probably throughout the day, just checking humidities and all that. And as far as care wise, snakes are one of the easiest animals to take care of. They really are. That's why I've got 39 of them. Well, that and I started producing babies is why I'm up to 39. But not here to promote anybody buying snakes from me. But that was a big help because I think I had 4 clutches. 4 clutches? I'm pretty sure 4 clutches. 3 clutches. 3 first clutches for me. And I ended up with, what, 12, 15 babies. So. But yes, these guys move around a little more than ball pythons. They move differently than ball pythons. You know, and these guys will sit assed up a lot, looking like they're, you know, in strike pose. In a lot of first time, you know, I did in the beginning. I even did, you know, because I was so used to seeing the ball pythons just kind of, and my ball pythons move around. They're not rocks. You know, that's why I laugh sometimes. And I have seen plenty of ball pythons that are like rocks, pet rocks that just sit there, but mine aren't. They move around some, but they don't really try to get away from me. And see, this is what it's like to be a snake person. I mean, you're the tree, you know, they just hang around, and as you can see, none of them are trying to get away from me. They're more than happy to just sit here with me and just hang out, you know. I love this girl. She's got amazing colors. She's super orangish red, and as you can see, she's got like a saturated pattern. And her tail, it's funny because her tail, most boas have you know, their tail's considerably different than the rest of their pattern, and on this girl, it's pretty much the same. I can touch my boas on the tail. A lot of people say they're tail sensitive, and I will agree with that. When you first get a boa and it's learning to trust you, and you know you're gaining it, you're gaining that see, and there's no fight. I mean, she slid down a little bit, but she wasn't worried. I mean, I haven't even heard this one hiss. The little baby one hissed a couple times when we first got her. And for a new person, a boa hiss it's incredible the first time you hear it, especially if you hear it from an adult. I couldn't even imagine, because my oldest snake is what, 4, 5, my Dumeril's boa, and I've never heard her hiss. But I can only imagine, because this little one right here hissed so loud, it was incredible. But she doesn't do it now. I mean, I can just I open up her tub all the time. I pat my boas when I checking on them. Just, you know, I hate the word desensitize, because I don't really feel like I'm desensitizing them. I'm just getting them used to it, you know. And it desensitized just makes it sound like there's nothing personal there, and there still is something personal, you know. Handling them and touching them and letting them crawl around on you, and them being like they are right now. Just, you know, look at this girl. She's just hanging out. I mean, and they're perfectly happy this way. But that's how I got over my fears, is I started watching YouTube videos, and I started watching unboxings, and, you know, watching these new people, not just breeders. These were people that never had snakes before. And go back and look at my first video. My first video is funny as all heck, I think, especially now when I look back, because I was still scared. I mean, I wasn't over my fear when I got my snake, you know, but I got over it as time went on, but it still took quite a while. You know, I have most 90% of my snakes. I have no fear of putting my hand right in front of them, patting them. You know, like I said, reaching in and patting them whenever I want. This girl, I'll go ahead and let climb around. She likes to climb. She's used to this. Yeah, she's gonna try to come back to me. No, you stay. There you go. All right. I can't show you. I can show you 3 of my boas, but 2 of them I can't because I just fed them. But that's Foxy. This is Motley, and this is Aurora, and she's an IMG boa. And as you can, you can't see, but I just reached in and picked her up. And an IMG is one of my favorites. All my snakes are my favorites, but that's why I bought them. I didn't buy any of my snakes for breeding purposes. Yes, I am breeding now, but in the beginning I bought them because they were beautiful to me. And as long as you buy snakes that appeal to you, you know, that you find, you know, amazing and pretty and all that, it never gets old. And as you can see, she is amazing too. She got orange eyes. Trying to get it to where you guys can see it, but make sure if you're still here, like, subscribe, because it's hard shooting videos when you don't have anybody watching. And I'm not asking for 1 million views. I'm happy with the 5 views that I get, but it'd be nice if I got some comments and a few of you would at least like my videos. You could tell me what's wrong with them. But you see the temperament of this girl too? I have no problem putting them around my face, so if this is just to prove, you know, I'm not worried about getting bit at all by any of my snakes. My Guyana, I'm a little more patient and I'm a little more watchful with her. She is a wild caught. I didn't know it at the time when I purchased her, and I mean, I don't promote taking anything from the wild. I really don't. But honestly, there's a good chance she will live longer in my care than she ever would have in the wild, and I love her more than anything else would have in the wild. So, but she just ate last night, so I can't show you her, but everybody loves her too, and she is a big sweetheart. You can tell. Some snakes you just got to be a little more, you know, patient with, and it's not really cautious. I'm just more patient. I'm not, you know, like I can move these guys, I can wave these guys all around, and you know, you see, it's not doing anything to them. It's not affecting them in any way. And I don't normally do that. I don't have to do that to get them used to it. And my room is 80 degrees in here. I heard some people say how people cool their rooms off so that way when they have their snakes out, they're more docile and stuff. I don't do that. I never change my room temperature. My room temperature stays relatively the same. I let nature dictate what my room is. And yes, my room sometimes is 75 degrees. You know, and they eat just fine. They breed just fine. They breed at 80 degrees. It matters more about getting the humidity up right and temperatures spot on. But that little snake is right there, right on my back. And I'll show you the other one. I have to adjust my camera, but you can see her all the way up at the top. I'm telling you, these guys are amazing. They really are. And like I said, this is for people that generally just love all animals, but we're scared of a few of them. That's all. But I want people to realize that these guys are so easy to take care of. And I'll get into that if anybody wants to know. I mean, there's just so many care videos and all that out there, and that I'm not I'm not a huge I'm not somebody that's an expert on morphs. I can tell you that. I know my base morphs, and that's about it. And honestly, I didn't get into this because I wanted to know all about them, other than how to take care of them. And that's all I pretty really have researched mostly of how to take care of, how to breed, and that's about it. They're either beautiful to me, or it's not really, a snake I would want myself. But I like all snakes. At this point, it's all about looks. It's always been looks for me when it comes to my snakes. I bought all my snakes because of looks. Oh, but that's why 4 years later I'm still amazed at all of them. She's on my ear. Wow. Ooh, she dunged herself on the table. But anyway, I'll put this girl back and I'll pull all ball python. See your eyes. But you get the gist of it, I guess. Alright, this girl is hard to put back too, but not so bad during the day because she'll be ready to go back. Because like I said, this is normally their sleeping time for me. I keep a light on in here during the day to make sure they get a day and night cycle. Okay, let go of me. My Guyana I fed last night, and oh, that sucked. It didn't suck that I fed her. Oops, let's go this way. Let's just not do that. Let's get a ball python out. I fed her last night, and it was bad because it took, I want to say, a half an hour before I could get her back in her tub. This is feisty. This is a girl that that bit me my first time, and as you can see, you'll see how close my face is to her. Can you see it? That's how scared I am of her. She did give me babies this year. Oh, we're gonna spin this chair back around. And I know this is gonna be another long video. I'm winded and I'm all over the place, and I don't edit, and I'm not sponsored by anybody, so I don't have any reason to give anybody wrong information or lie about anything because I want to promote anything. I'm not a promoter. I'm just a promoter of everybody ought to have a snake. Yeah, they are just so cool. I mean, look, hey. I know I'm stupid and I don't care. I love animals, and animals fucking love me back. Maybe my snakes don't love me because, yeah, maybe they're not capable of showing affection. I don't know. I'm not even gonna go there. I just know I don't get bit. I don't get hissed at. 39 snakes, and I'm not worried about any of them. You see, I mean, and she's a baby. I've only had her a little over a month, maybe 2 months now, maybe 3. I don't know. And I say I hold them all the time. I don't hold them every day, put it that way. But yes, they get held frequently. And when I clean tubs, and I clean my tubs when they go. I don't clean once a week, and I'm not going to get into, you know, whether you should clean once a week, whether you should do like me and clean when they actually go. And I clean them when they go. I don't want them sitting in there. And my snakes, when they go, they're on top of their hide or at their very farthest away point from where they went. I mean, they're so used to being clean that when they go to the bathroom, they're never anywhere near it. They won't lay in it and all that. They like to be clean. So I check on them all day long. I check on them first thing in the morning. I mean, literally, my routine every morning is get dressed, and then I'm in this room. My wife follows me in. She holds any snakes that need to be cleaned. I don't just throw them in another tub and then close them up. If she's not home and something needs to be cleaned, I throw them on top of that rack. You know, oh look, I got a mic. I I throw them on top of the rack and then I let them climb around. They're still seeing me move around. They're out in the open, and none of them get freaked out. They all like to crawl around up there. I got plenty of Instagram videos on there. Yes, and I have Instagram. Instagram is Boas N, the letter N, balls. Make sure you follow us there too. It just, I don't care if anybody buys anything from me. I really don't. I just like, you know, it's nice to have people at least look at my stuff and feel the same way I do about stuff, you know. But she gave me babies this year. She actually gave me a clown NG albino, which is pretty good because that's like right now that's probably my most expensive snake in my collection. You know, I have a lot of, you know, paid $1,000 for. You know, I got 3 snakes. I think I paid $1,000 each for them, and that baby's worth more than that. So I was stoked about that, and I don't care about the money. It's just cool that I produce something, you know, that could be worth you know, $1,800, $2,000 to somebody. You know, that's amazing to say that I produced it. It's all off market, but if it doesn't sell, I didn't want to sell it anyway. Just it's tough right now. These guys still need to be fed, even during hard times, you know, when everything's so expensive. So, I got babies on off market to try to help put into, you know, taking care of my other snakes. You know, the ones that well, my snake though, I have some babies for sale, but none of my adult snakes and any of my snakes that I bought in the very beginning, none of them will ever get sold. I'll never sell them to anybody. You know, the only way that they'll go anywhere is if something health, you know, some sort of health problem or something like that. Because I'm the type I don't get rid of animals because my situation, you know, for all that. It's not this animal's fault. Well, there you go. You can see obviously, and I'll show you. I got more snakes I can take out too to prove that it's not. I'm not, you know, like honing in on these ones that I know these ones are good. No, literally, I got plenty of videos of me taking every one of them out. Look, this is a big girl, a real big girl. It's okay, girl. I know she's sleeping. She was sleeping. Look at the size of this girl. She is a leopard albino. Leopard albino. She is a lavender albino, female, and she's 3 years old. 3 years old, and she's a big sweetheart too. And yeah, I don't have any problem having boas out with my balls. My fancy hat. But she's being good. Oh, that girl's still up there too, see ya? No, I do. I really like that perch I made. But anyway, obviously snakes, there's no reason to be scared of snakes. No. Head in my hand. I mean, no hiss. I mean, they really don't care. I don't mess with them like that normally, but I want you, and that's also another thing that I want to show you. I don't normally do this crap with a, you know what I mean, run my hand all over her face like that and all that. And as you can see, what's her natural reaction? Not much of anything. So, I mean, and she is a big girl. I don't know, she's probably 5 feet. And she's still growing. I got a male that's big like this too, which is it's the average male is like 3.5, 4 feet long. A 4 foot long male is considered, you know, a long male, and I've got one he's well over 4 feet. He's probably not 5, but I bet he's 4.5. Anyway, but he just ate last night, so I can't show you him. But you see this girl? You see that girl? I mean, they just don't have a care in the world. They like being out. She's not trying to get away from me. I mean, you can say boas do like to be at the highest point when they can. That's why, hence, she's on my head. Oh, let's see. Let's show everybody my pie. Everybody likes a nice pie. I like a nice pie. And when did I get you? She was probably what, my 4th or 5th snake? Even having to mess with her like that, you see, she's fine. Oh, this one. I gotta find my chair. Come on, girl. Oh. Alright, here's a pied. Here's an albino pied. This is Electra. And she is a pied 100% albino. And she's got cool. Anybody from around here? She's got looks like a couple outlets. Like plug-in outlets. But she's got super oranges, man. And she's a pretty girl. As you can see, I had her head right by my face. I don't even watch where their heads are anymore. I'm like, they've given me absolutely no reason to worry about them. Just like I haven't given them any reason to worry about me. You know, I treat them with respect. I love them way more than they'll ever love me. And I'm fine with that. But, and look at little Motley. Huh? Oh no, she's gonna bite me in the neck like that python did on TV to Craigie. But yeah, this is just to prove to people that snakes are absolutely no reason to be worried or scared of them. 90% of them are super chill, really. They all got different personalities. I have 39 and none of them have the exact same personality. But I would say the 90% of them are super chill. Would never, I mean, you'd have to do something completely stupid to get one of my snakes to even bite you. People that have bought babies for me can't believe how awesome and docile they are, because they actually went to a pet store and looked at snakes and they were super defensive because they've never been held. All they've been done is thrown into a rack, and only thing that happens is they get taken out, get thrown right into another tub, and they just don't get held. They don't get to realize that people aren't a threat. And when you got no arms and no legs, you're darn right you're gonna be defensive when you're little. You know, you got to protect yourself. At least they think they do. But anyway, this is 34 minutes long. Probably nobody's still sitting here watching. If you are still watching here at the end, please leave a comment so I can at least acknowledge, and I would like to say thank you for actually watching to the end. But anyway, we'll do another video. If anybody's got any ideas of what you'd like to hear or me talk about or show you, because I'm all for just sitting here showing snakes off too, if that's what people want to see. You know, let me know what you want, and we'll make it happen. All right, so for now, if you can't be good at it. Cheers, people.